keeps us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It is Friday. Oh, we made it. We made another week. Look at us. And we're sober. Look at us, man. Great stuff. All right. Let's get the logistic stuff over with. If you're here, please let me know whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Doesn't matter. And I don't know. Man, something has happened in the last 2 days. See, my phone just doesn't blow up very much. And in the last 2 days, it won't shut up. Right, put the thing in some water, call it a day. All right. Jill, good to see you. It's good to see you. Oh, looks like you're on both of them. Okay, hold on. Is in trudging together. I'm in the groups. Okay, guys, sorry. I have one more logistical thing to do. All right, there we go. Okay, I apologize for that. All right, do you have a topic that you would like to discuss? Unless you're Jill and pick the biggest frickin' topic in the world. We're laughing. Her and I are laughing about this stuff right now. But if you got a topic, yes, please bring it up. It's good to see you. Good to be here. All right. Anybody else with us today? It says we got 2 people here. Say hi. All right. The what ifs. Man. But before we get started, I kind of want to cover something. It has to do with newcomers. All right. They were discussing. I went to a 9:30 meeting today at Free. Pretty good. They're a good meeting, man. And the topic had to do with newcomers coming in. So here's the thing. Yeah, it's great that we all get together and we meet up and we have a good time. We have our fellowship. We have to remember that the reason that we're getting together is for the newcomers. We're making sure that we're available for the newcomers. So if a newcomer comes into your men's meeting or your women's meeting or even just your open AA meeting and you're the chairperson, then it is your job to make sure that how it works is read and that you cover either steps 1, 2, or 3 and meet that person. That's our responsibility. Hi, I'm new. Okay, we're going to talk about the 10th step today. Yeah, you guys, we're there for the newcomers, okay? And that's what the meetings are for, right? So please do that, right? Whenever I have a newcomer in, I talk to them. I don't care if you're celebrating 30 years. I don't care. My focus is on the newcomer. You have your people to celebrate with you, right? Now, let's give some attention to them. So let's get to the what ifs, right? Well, what if this and what if that? All sorts of stuff going on here. All right. Dion's click happy today. All right. So February 26th. What if? How often we hear these words from newcomers to the program? How often, in fact, we tend to say to them ourselves, what if I lose my job? What if my car breaks down? What if I get sick and can't work? What if my child gets hooked on drugs, right? What ifs? Man. So the what ifs are things that we are starting to manufacture in our brain that haven't happened yet. So therefore, what we're doing is we're manufacturing drama in our own lives by coming up with what ifs. And not only that, but this is a daily program. And that means that what we have is right now. Okay. If you have 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, or 1 foot in yesterday and 1 foot in tomorrow, you're pissing all over today. Okay. I haven't been able to use that line in a while. So what we have is now, and it's gone. And we have now. It's gone. It's gone. See? Right, this all you have is right now. Okay, you have a problem you're working on right now. Then can you do something about it right now? Okay, then we're going to have to let it go. We're going to have to let God handle that so that we can focus on the things that we need to. That's right. So we concentrate on what we want instead of what we don't want. Good point, Jill. What if anything our desperate imaginings can project? I'm going to tell you something. You probably will lose your job. Your car is going to break down. Okay? Your electricity is going to get turned off. You're going to forget to go get your scripts. There's going to be a lot of things that happen in your life. Okay? But you're not there. And what if you're arguing with God? Okay? So if you're doing a lot of what ifs, are you really willing to have God be your creator and have him take over? Or her? Only two small words, yet how heavily laden they are with dread, fear, and anxiety. The answer to what if is plainly and simply, don't panic. We can only live with our problems as they arise, living one day at a time. Am I keeping my thoughts positive? All right. So if, let's say you're having a hard time with letting go. Okay. I've let this go 50 times a day. Tomorrow it can be a little bit easier for you. Okay. It's a practiced art. Okay. Just like lying can become an addiction, so can keeping a positive attitude. Haven't you met some people that are so positive you just want to choke the fuck out of them? Be that person. All right. Who's saying hello? Linda. That would be my mother. Man, I feel really under pressure. Uh-oh, my mom's here. All right, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. I love you, Mom. All right, so let's get to the big book. What ifs can drive you crazy, right? Where does that come from? Right? It comes from our brain. It has everything. That must be William. It's Patricia. Hi, Patricia. It's good to see you. This is Patricia. She's a friend of mine. So why? Because logic is great stuff. We liked it. We still like it. It is not by chance we were given the power to reason, to examine the evidence of our senses and to draw conclusions. Yes, listen to your gut. It usually has most of the answers, especially if you're trying to make a decision, right? Oh, that doesn't feel good. Then don't do it. Okay? Yeah, that's like little kids when they come up to you and they've done something wrong. My tummy hurts. Okay? That is one of man's magnificent attributes. We, agnostically inclined, would not feel satisfied with a proposal which does not lend itself to reasonable approach and interpretation. Hence, we are at pains to tell why we think our present faith is reasonable. Good stuff, right? Why we think it is more sane and logical to believe than not to believe. Why we say our former thinking was soft and mushy when we threw up our hands in doubt and said we don't know. And it's about time we did, right? That we actually don't know. That was probably the first honest thing I said in Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't know. When we became alcoholics, crushed by self-imposed crisis, okay? Self-imposed crisis, what ifs? It's the same thing. So what are what ifs? They are old behavior. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. Okay? If you put your mind towards a what if for too long, it is going to happen. It will happen. I'm going to tell you. Okay? So don't do that to yourself. Okay? You ever go, and this has to do with your intentions too. You ever go buy a car, right? You buy a blue Honda, right? I don't know, CRX or whatever, right? And you never saw this car before. You go home after you're driving it and you see 50 million of them on the way home, right? That is your mind intentionally doing things. See, your intention before wasn't looking for the blue car. Okay. So therefore you didn't see it. Your brain does this stuff. Okay. Our intention isn't there. Therefore, that's what I go for. Okay. So if my what if is, what if I lose my job? Guess what you're going to do? You are going to lose your job. You are absolutely correct. And guess what? You did it to yourself. Well, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my job. You guys know my asshole theory. I quit calling myself an asshole years ago. And guess what? I'm no longer one. It is all about our intentions. Your brain will do exactly what you tell it to do. All right, enough on self-imposed crisis, huh? Crushed by self-imposed crisis, we could not postpone or evade. We had to fearlessly face the proposition that God either is everything or he's nothing. God either is or he isn't. What was our choice to be? And this right here is where you get to make a choice, okay? And the choices are, okay, and they're going to go over them here in a second. You can go on living the way that you are and living in misery, or you can get some help. You wrote the script of thinking this way. Who said that? Yeah, I knew it as soon as it came out. Thanks, Mom. Yes, my mom watched me do a lot of self-imposed crisis. That's how I know a lot about this. Okay. Thanks, Mom. So what was our choice to be, right? Was it to go on to the bitter end, or was it to make a change for the people around us? See, I got sober for my family. I was so tired of hurting everybody in my life. It fucking killed me. It was quite obvious what I thought of myself at that point, right? So arrived at this point, we were squarely confronted with the question of faith. We couldn't duck the issue. Some of us had already walked far over the bridge of reason towards the desired shore of faith. The outlines and the promise of the new land had brought luster in tired eyes and fresh courage to flagging spirits. Okay? Meeting the newcomer where they are at, not where you are. Friendly hands had stretched out in welcome. We were grateful that reason had brought us this far, but somehow we couldn't quite step ashore. Perhaps we had been leaning too heavily on reason that last mile, and we did not like to lose our support. There it is. Fear. The basis of everything fucking evil. Fear. Okay? Fear that we're going to lose it. Well, what if? You bet what if. I'm going to read out daily reflections next. I know we only got about a minute and a half, but I never like doing any of this without some hope at the end, right? So how do we deal with this stuff? Well, it happens to be written in here. No ordinary success story. AA is no success story in the ordinary sense of the word. It is a story of suffering transmuted under grace into spiritual progress. So what we do is we take our past and we turn it into gold. How do we do that? By going to meetings, opening our mouth, and telling the newcomers what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now in 3 minutes. There you go. Upon entering AA, I listened to others talk about the reality of their drinking, loneliness, terror, and pain. Okay, you don't have to live with those people anymore. You do not have to live with this anymore. And I know that for a fact. As I listened further, I soon heard a description of a very different kind. The reality of sobriety. It is a reality of freedom and happiness, of purpose and direction, and of serenity and peace with God, ourselves, and others. I'm going to repeat that. The reality of sobriety. It is a reality, okay, which is where we live now, of freedom and happiness. I'm a free man. I get to do whatever the fuck I want to today. But I want to do God's will. That's what I like doing. By attending meetings, I am reintroducing that reality over and over. I see it in the eyes and the ears, in the voices of those around me. By working the program, I find the direction and strength with which to make it mine. The joy of AA is that the new reality is available to me for free. The only thing that we want you to, okay, there is a price of admission, okay? What we want to do is we want to take your suffering away. So if you will allow us to take your suffering, maybe we can show you a different way of life. See, the trick is to clear this up enough so that we can start listening, okay? That's going to take some time. It's always about time. And this is no race. Take your time. Don't dilly-dally around and don't argue with your sponsor. Don't argue with God. And what? What's the last thing we should probably cover here? Rule 62. Don't take yourself so seriously. Take the program seriously, right? Even Jill and I were laughing at ourselves before we came on here. We're like, yeah, that was kind of silly of us. You know, if we can't laugh at ourselves, if we can't have fun in the program, okay, I laugh at myself all the time, but I also find myself pretty damn funny. So, and I force my wife to laugh. We have a lot of fun in this house, trust me. So, thank you guys for being here. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We had Jill, Mom, which you guys can call Linda. Patricia was here. All right, good stuff. And then I know some people are going to be watching the after one. So thank you guys for being here. I will be back tomorrow for a daily reflection. For me, I am turning off my computer and I am going to go decompress. So I am taking the rest of the day off and I'll probably go clean the house or video games. Probably video games. Thing is, I play the same video game, so I pause it and then I go clean it. But it's just how I decompress. I do something that doesn't let my mind be in control. Does that make sense? Like, you know, so if I'm picking up dog poop, I really don't need to think much on that. Put on the music, let myself decompress. My mom taught me that. Yard work is really good for you. Going out there and playing in the dirt, it's really, really good for you. Hey, Gary, you're late. Gary's a normie, so he can't tell me he's only late to his first meeting. But that's what we say, Gary, when somebody's late. You're only late to your first meeting, but it's good to see you here. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day.